Purple's here, as is Spud.
Been here. Real interesting ad break.
Well, these two here, have a look at them. They're not sort of getting on.
Physicality is just around the corner, and if you're a Triple M tweeter, just they're enjoying it. My man here said to me, I love this one, from Matthew Hosking, can you blokes give Purple heaps of Savo? It will just make my day so much better.
Well, it started on Wednesday at the Triple M Luncheon.
Yeah.
Up there,
which I've got to have a fair say about that later on.
Well,
too.
people actually thought we were putting it on, but after we walked off stage, he came up to me outside and he said, "Were you fair dinkum?" And I said,
bigger finger pointing.
If you actually come
Purple
outside,
fingered him.
Both of them at each other.
Fair dinkum.
Yep.
Well, you were a host, but he
did we?
Well, whenever unfortunately, Damo, I'll never get over it when you get on a strong point, your chin comes up. And all I want to do, seriously, one day, unfortunately for me, because I shouldn't do things like that, but I'm going to have to give it a clip, because when it comes up, and I can't win with words.
You got me last year once.
Yeah, I know, but at the moment you are really confident.
I want to put... not often I come in with something I need to put on the agenda, but I got a text from our man, Spud. Wednesday we had a meeting with all the sponsors, our magnificent sponsors. The whole lot of them were there.
We did.
Don Smallwoods, Seabus,
McDonald's, Foxtel, everywhere.
Toyota.
Yep. So then Chewer put on a super quiz for each table, right? So he put together a super quiz, and you had to answer 20 the questions, right? So the winner got a box or lunch.
Yeah, Geelong.
Yeah, good tickets
to
a good game.
Geelong Carlton.
Spud, of course, not competitive enough, carried on like a fruitcake. He texted me, he had to leave early. He texted me the next day, did my table win the trivia quiz?
And?
I text back, you won, but you were disqualified.
What? Cheating.
And that's all I'm leaving it at the moment. And I'll give you the full rundown when we go to Dr. Rowan White, because there was a major controversy.
Well, Gary, he would have been disqualified because he cheated.
I
didn't
didn't
cheat.
That's
what Spud does.
No, I didn't.
I'll tell you exactly.
He's a recidivist.
It unravelled in such a way that
like
it's going to embarrass the great
Don
man.
Smallwoods and Seabus have got that night at the Superbox.
Disqualified.
Well, it always happens. We get into these cold months of the year. We've been going for a while. Things start to fracture, Gary.
Well,
the group don't see as tightly things as maybe back in March, April.
The rumour going round, Mohammed Al-Sukmani has tweeted that Mark Robinson claims the Triple M team don't see eye to eye behind the scenes. Please, Spud, shut this flog up, he says.
Michael Roberts.
Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson.
What, said that we don't see eye to eye?
That's right.
How
the
would he
Triple
know?
M boys.
How in the hell would he know?
Well, I think that's not a secret.
Spot on.
How's the camaraderie in the establishments that Robbo works?
Well,
fractured everywhere.
They're tight, are they?
no iron team there. It's just
Ask his teammates.
let's work together and do it my way.
Well, Warrior just entering in.
I think it's all right for us not to
I
see
tell you
eye
what,
to eye. To
no,
be,
I tell
Well, you and I don't.
Let me tell you the difference, Spud. We don't see eye to eye by looking at each other at eye to eye and telling each other that we don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike others that skulk around and get a bit of knife in the back.
They do. The little corridor, Triple M boys. I tell you, we need a buy. The players get a buy. I need a bloody buy. Seriously.
What have you got on this, Spud?
Oh, okay.
Something you've wanted to talk.
Listen to this. Shut up, Spud. Normally I'm with you, but you clipped me earlier, so you're copping one. So the quiz. Now, this is a serious quiz day, mate, because some of our great sponsors...
Is it the Wednesday corporate lunch we had?
Yeah, they're desperate to go to this quiz.
Yep.
Anyway, so the quiz plays itself out.
It's a good quiz.
Chew and Wolf had to go and mark it. And sure enough, Spud's team won. Got 100% for the quiz.
Immediately the alarm bells go up, don't
Well, it
they?
does anyway, because I'm looking at him. He's
There's
bouncing around.
33 questions.
Chewer was on our table, right? So I said to Chewer, don't you give Spud any answers, because Spud's threatening him with violence and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I announced that they'd won the quiz. As I'm walking out, I get my coat tugged, right? I'm not saying by who, and say, I think Chewer and Spud had something to do with this. And I said, surely not. That can't be right. So I went back in, I grabbed Chewer's phone, right? And I went back through his phone, and the day before the quiz... The day before the quiz... 9 phone calls from Spud to Chewer. Now, I believe, and I'm going to put
And prior to those 9 calls, you hadn't called him for 3 years.
Exactly. And I'm going to put it to Spud. You talk about not seeing eye to eye. I'm going to eye him. Did you ring Chua the day before the quiz, threaten him with violence if he didn't give you some answers?
I rang.
Did you
I called Chua.
ring Chua?
About a couple of stats in this important game here at the MCG.
Yes.
Fremantle versus
Did you
Collingwood.
talk about the quiz with Chua?
All I said was, I'll see you tomorrow, and then Chua said, by the way, there's a quiz.
Now listen.
But now,
You know what? You know what piqued my interest? One of the questions was, how many bouncers did Phil Manasseh
yes, it
have
was.
in the grand final to kick his memorable goal? One bloke got it right. Spud went with 4.
well, if you let me get it out, the 4, I'll grant you that. I asked him that. I said, there's a couple of
I'll grant you that.
and he said, how many points was in the 77 grand final, the first one, North v Collingwood? And he said 922, so I got 2 off
He
him.
he put his hand up. Well, Spud.
I put my hand
that
up.
is
I cheated with 2 of them.
but not the other 31. That's the very definition of cheating, Spud.
You can.
Well, who was on your table?
The Seabass boys and the Don
Well, they are
Smallwood.
as flat as any group I've ever
course they
heard.
are.
They've just heard you admit the cheating, and they now aren't
can't
going to the
believe
footy.
I must admit, when they said, how did you get 922? I said, I've got a photographic memory. They
Claimed he had a photographic memory.
asked me, they said, you sure it's 922?
And then this bloke who told me, the whistleblower, who I'm not...
Who's the whistleblower?
like
That's
the
what I
whistleblower.
need to get
Spud
to.
rang straight away. He said, I'm going to smash Chua and bash him.
Yeah, well, I am.
And I
today.
said, I can swear it wasn't him.
Who was it then?
Well, you need to work that out. Before we get the purple, we've got to get on the quotes because they're blowing up, the tweets rather, about your cheating, Spud. Rob Moore says, it's no surprise you cheated about being in the team of the century for 5 years.
No, that
I
is
didn't
true.
do that. No, that is not true.
All right, that's not
Yes,
true.
it is.
Bango's, one of our great tweeters, Bango's on holiday, so his uncle says he'll be looking after the tweets while he's away. Randall Long, yes, the quiz will be on later. Catherine Perry wants to know what happens in the rest of the radio boxes when Spud's threatening to kill Warrior, and do they actually get a bit worried? Jake Henson got a hangover. He just turns Triple M on, grabs a Powerade, and away he goes.
There we are.
And another thing, Spud, someone said you took the Golden Trumpet onto Fox, your Fox Sports show.
Oh, no, Spud.
You're not
Yeah,
taking
you
your
did.
Triple M
Triple
act
M
over
over
there
to
to the Fox Sports act, are you?
I saw
It was for the Chief, because he's a Triple M boy. That's the only time I'd use it.
Right.
That's
So
the only time I would do
Our
it.
Triple
Okay.
M tweeting family don't like it.
Okay, fair enough.
Purple.
Take that on board.